Good evening and thank you for joining us once again for Stories Making Headlines. I'm Dominic Moshikele. President Hifikepunye Pohamba has instructed administrators of government ministries and state-owned enterprises to provide strong leadership and effective administration at their respective institutions. President Pohamba believes that by doing so, government will achieve quality service delivery to the public. The head of state was speaking at a special cabinet seminar on economic development in Windhoek today. The special cabinet meeting brought together ministers, governors, as well as heads of state-owned enterprises. The seminar comprised 3 sessions. The first one was on how countries develop, addressed by special guest from South Korea, Professor Ha Jung-chang. Strengthening of the African Organization for Standardization ASO so that all tariff and non-tariff barriers to trade among African countries are removed. Dr. Hage Gengo believes the elimination of tariff barriers will realize the dreams of the founders of the African Union of a prosperous and integrated Africa. The minister's message was delivered on his behalf by the Undersecretary of Trade and Commerce, Edward Kambua, at the official opening of the 18th African Organization for Standardization General Assembly in Windhoek today. The African Organization for Standardization ASO is Africa's regional standards body established by the African Union and the UN Economic Commission for Africa in 1977. Its aim is to develop tools for standards development, standards harmonization, and implementation of systems to enhance Africa's internal trading capacity and increase its product and service competitiveness globally. The chairperson of the Karas Regional Council Management Committee, Jan Scholes, says the time has come for the twinning agreement between the Karas region and South Africa's Northern Cape province to be taken to the next level. Scholes says both parties to the agreement do not lack political goodwill, but he points out that a lack of institutional capacity to implement programs sustainably is a major challenge. The twinning agreement was signed in 1999 by the first governor of the Karas region, Stephanus Goliath, but it remained dormant until it was revived in 2006 by the then governor, David Boyce. As a result, the two regions had some exchange programs, mostly in the areas of education, culture, and sport, but there were none in the tourism, agriculture, and mining sectors. In business news, the Director General of the National Planning Commission, Tom Alwendo, says Namibia is still waiting for the final report from the World Bank on Namibia's unemployment rate. Alwendo says the NPC decided to request an independent analysis from the World Bank following a report from the first capital, Namibia, that Namibia's unemployment rate is just above 28%, contrary to government's estimate of 51.2%. Alwendo noted that the institution will use the same data and figures used by Mwinga and the state to determine the correct unemployment estimates. The NPC chief said he expected the process to be finalized before the end of the year. In international news, Egypt's ruling military has apologized for the deaths of about 38 protesters in clashes with police as protests continue in Cairo and other cities. The Supreme Council of the Armed Forces said it regretted the deaths of martyrs from among Egypt's loyal sons. The violence, which began on Saturday, is the worst since President Hosni Mubarak was ousted in February. The Supreme Council also said elections would start as scheduled on Monday. There has been speculation that they might be delayed. In an announcement today, Council member Major General Muqtal al-Mullah said that parliamentary elections will be held on schedule. A presidential poll is to take place by June next year. In sports news, the Namibian team, which will take part in next week's African Junior Swimming Championships in Nigeria, received their national colors from the Namibian National Sports Commission in Windhoek today. The capping of the 9 local-based swimmers was done by one of the sports commissioners, Pete Duploy, the presence of the swimming union officials and parents of the athletes. Duploy shed more light on the importance of wearing national colors. He also reiterated that the time of making up numbers at competitions and coming back with accolades such as best dressed team, the best spirit team was over. That's all we had for you this evening. From me, Dominic Moshikele. Good night.